Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. It's been a stressful one, so let's talk about that. Hey, good afternoon, friends. So, as I said, it's been a really stressful Tuesday, and basically this morning when I started out, I was okay, but we forgot to run the dishwasher last night, for starters, which threw the whole morning off. And then, by the time I got to work, I was uh, scrambling to get my breakfast and wrangle my meetings and all of that stuff. So, on top of that, I had all my crafting stuff behind me. There's granny squares and yarn everywhere. Plus, I'm doing a chainmail uh, um, class as well. So I had pliers and little rings everywhere. So it's in my it's well behind my face, but the thought is there. This weekend we're going to a sci-fi convention, so it's on my mind the things we have to get ready for that, which shouldn't be that big a deal. But I'm thinking about my food and other people's food and entertaining. And is there something in my hair? It was a piece of yarn. How about that? So yeah, I'm not going to edit that out. You can deal with the fact that I had a little piece of yarn in my hair. I told you, everything, everywhere, all at once, just like the movie, but I am not a hero. So, and this enormous list, and eventually I was like, had so many things spinning through my head that the stress was sky high, and I actually couldn't get things done because every time I wanted to do something, my mind was on 10 other things. It was your standard stress, the whole 9 yards. And what that does to our bodies is that it actually increases your cortisol, which increases your inflammation, and all around is just very unhealthy for you. And if you let that get out of hand, it can impact your quality of life and your health, especially when it comes to sleep. So, and I'm moving around a little bit because I can see that my new glasses, the reflection is really intense, but it is what it is. I don't have a professional studio to stop that, but if I turn to check it out, it goes away if I'm on the side. So, at any rate, I had to take several steps back. I had to think about what was my priority, what needs to get done here and now, and what do I need to accomplish that. And the first task I needed to do was to focus on work. Easily done. Actually, we were in meetings, and I put everything to the side. When I had a break, I said, I really just can't take this with everything all over the place. So I got my bin that I will be using to take my class supplies with me, and the stuff that was already complete, I packed it into that bin. So now I don't have a bunch of extra stuff laying around. All of that is put away. It's neat and tidy. It actually made the whole area a lot easier to handle. There's still stuff there because I've got stuff for my game on Thursday, and I've still got some of the activity to complete that will need to be packed up with my convention supplies for MarCon because I'll work on it while I'm there. So, but it's already like 1,000 times better because I had my work focus there. I tidied up my stuff. It really helped a lot. The other thing we've talked about with stress in the past is meditation. So I took a few minutes. I shut down my lights. I got my little kneeling bench, and I put on some music that I enjoy, and I just took a few minutes to clear my mind. And then I did one more thing. I added on to that meditation something that I got from a therapist friend of mine who specializes in stress and management. and they actually came in. They lectured in the physical therapy sports medicine class that I've been taking. Uh, and some of the techniques that come out of cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a really good thing for every person to learn some techniques on how to manage things. Um, and what they brought up was this thing called progressive muscle relaxation. So, with that, uh, you know how, like, sometimes when you get real mad or you're in a mood or something, and people tell you, hey, take a few breaths and let's calm down. And taking a few breaths actually does help you calm down. Well, this is some of that. You start off by taking, which we're already doing from the meditation, some in and out kind of breaths. I'm not going to do this whole thing because it is a whole thing, but I'm going to tell you about it so that you can try it and see if it helps you. But so you're already in your comfortable position, and you can sit in a chair, you can use a kneeling bench, you can lay down in your bed. What works for you is what makes this work. And you start with a few gentle breaths to get yourself relaxing. And then here's where the weird part comes in. You tense some stuff up while you do these breathings. So you start and you just work your whole body down from top to bottom. You know, you start with like your head and your neck and your face, and you let it get stiff, and you take your breaths. And then when you exhale, you let everything relax again. And for whatever reason, you know, I'm still learning, so I don't know the science behind it, but there is some science behind it, and some of that is just some of the relaxation in your muscles and the way they work and the way they contract and release as you do those breaths. And if you do that in little groups, like I said, start with your head, face, and neck, and then do your shoulders, and then your stomach, you know, and then you work on your legs all the way down to your feet, you know, get everything good and stiff, and then relax. Do that a couple times, and you'll find that you start feeling a whole lot better. Maybe not right away on the very first time. It takes practice. Certainly, everything takes practice, but in the meantime, it's still going to help you with your stress reduction because you're simply clearing your mind of all the clutter, and your body, you're going to give it something to do to lower those stress and cortisol levels, which is a highly desired thing you would like to do. In addition, doing some of this, especially if you do it at bedtime, may help you relax and wind down so that you can rest easier at night. Is it a sleep program? No, but can just letting go of some of your stress help you sleep? Yeah. It's not, if you've got really bad sleep issues, you need to see the doctor and do sleep studies and all of that stuff. Your cardiologist and your family medical, because could be anything. Really could be anything. And if you are an anxiety sufferer, you probably have sleep problems. Often misdiagnosed as sleep apnea, but it's not sleep apnea, so treatments for sleep apnea don't do anything for you. All kinds of stuff you can do. So you can start with these kind of things, like I said, and it's not a medical treatment, so if you've got problems, your problems are still going to be there. But if you just need something to kind of clear up and get yourself reset mentally, these are great things to do, and they are helpful techniques. So, yeah, that was my main thing. I know we've said it before, but I think it bears repeating. Share with us in the comments how you feel when you get really stressed out and what kind of things you do to let it go. What works great for you. Share it, because as we share these kind of things, everybody learns and everybody gets to try new things and find what works for them. Every little bit helps, right? So, yeah. The other thing that I had for today is not really much at all, because I didn't get a chance to go and pull up and read all of the in progress notes or research stuff. But, you know, it's been a while since we brought up Dr. Volek's research center here at OSU. He's also a partner and founder of Verta Health Center, who does studies and research and treatment of people with diabetes type 2 following low carb and ketogenic food plans. So, really big. And last year, they got a big multi-year grant for the OSU Research Center in partnership with Verta Health and a few other places to start researching on ketogenics. So, and of course, there's already a ton of research, lots and lots of it, but this is more. And it's in depth with a very controlled study with a specific focus, and that focus is not weight loss. It's actually performance and metabolic health improvements. So they've been talking about things like they've got 4 studies, and one of them I can't remember the name of, but it's Tank, Stack. They've done a cheese study. The cheese study is technically not part of the grant, but I think it was cool, which is why it's sticking in my mind. They've got control groups, and they've got groups of people doing all kinds of different plans to study them. The tank is actually the study in progress for military personnel and the impact of exogenous ketones on performance. And they're doing that in multiple ways in conjunction with the standard American diet, in conjunction with a low calorie diet, in conjunction with a high fat diet, in conjunction with a reduced carbohydrate diet, in conjunction with a ketogenic diet. So they're really, and in all of those instances, with the exogenous ketones. And then in some of those cases, they're also running a group of people without exogenous ketones so that they have those controls to contrast and compare the results. So I think that's going to be really fascinating. It's when they finish that. So that's the tank. And then they have Stack, which is not military personnel, but regular people. They'll be talking about that. Rearing its ugly head again is the World Athletic Doping Committee Association, rather, WADA, getting lots of interest again in exogenous ketones. And that is because a professional cyclist was drinking them all through performance during a race that's ongoing now, the Italia, and a lot of other cyclists are like, feel like he's getting performance enhancements, and that's why he's doing so much better than us. And performance enhancing is not legal, but are exogenous ketones a performance enhancer in an illegal way? Because your body can create ketones naturally. So it's this ethical thing that they're trying to sort through. Should they be doing something to restrict? How are they going to know who's got exogenous ketones and who is just naturally ketogenic? Because when you're cycling, you're burning thousands of calories in a pro cycling. You probably cannot eat enough calories to exceed what is being burned, and so you're probably naturally producing some ketones anyways. So I don't know. It's really questionable why it's even an issue or a complaint. Are they getting an unfair advantage? No, at least in my opinion. But a lot of athletes do think they are. So it's a lot of strife, and I just have to say, I feel that that's ridiculous. I think exogenous ketones are, helpful for some people. Definitely not for weight loss. Can they be contributing to a bump in athletic performance? Sure. Enough that it's giving them advantages in races over athletes who aren't taking exogenous ketones? I'm going to say, in my opinion, I don't believe that could be the case. But I guess we'll find out as Dr. Volek and his research team at OSU and the research teams at Verta Health study these exogenous ketones. So I know that I am super, super interested, and I hope you are too. So let's hear those stress management techniques. How are you keeping yourself under control? How are you doing tell me how you're doing. Are you all right? I'm all right. I just had like a rough morning, and then I worked it all out. So you guys have a great day. And just want to remind you, there will not be a coffee talk this weekend. I am not doing a Sunday coffee talk at convention weekend. It has not worked out well in the past. It's been way, way too hard. The quality is only mildly above terrible, and I'm already kind of like sketchy to start with, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we'll just wait a week and then we'll have a good time, right? So let's hear your stress management stuff. Let's talk about it. Let's share and educate each other. And you guys have a great time. And I will see you on other live streams and such on Monday when we're back from vacation. You have a great one, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.